I'm Mark Adams, and welcome to episode 40 of Marksmess podcast, with my daughters Charlotte and Catherine.
Charlotte and Catherine.
We look at the world of geekery across the generations. This time we're actually going to be looking at YouTube and a few YouTube channels that the girls have asked me to look at. But we'll talk about that in a wee minute, plus the history of YouTube and a few facts and figures about them. But if you'd like to talk to us about YouTube, recommend channels, you can via email at
mymarksmess@gmail.com
or on Twitter.
A Marksmess podcast without the T.
On our webpage, marksmesspodcast.blogspot.com, or on our Facebook page.
Marksmess Podcasts.
I set you a challenge last month to...
No, we set you a challenge.
I set you a challenge to challenge me about YouTube channels, and you two have chosen a couple of YouTube channels each. And we're going to look at that in a wee minute. But first of all, does anybody know when YouTube first...
2005!
2005. Do you know who made it?
Mr. YouTube.
No, it was actually a couple of...
Mr. Cube.
Do you know why?
It was Eugene.
Do you know why it was made?
So people could watch videos.
No, so people could share videos. There was no
social aspect.
There was nobody, nowhere where they could actually share videos.
Instagram.
That wasn't invented then.
Instagram wasn't.
It wasn't invented then. We should do a whole timeline.
Like 2012 or something.
It was something like that. Yeah.
Whoa.
Right, but I've got a few facts and figures.
Isn't MySpace a thing?
It probably was. I never used MySpace, so I don't quite know how you use it, whether you could share videos.
Like live streaming, but I don't know.
But YouTube is so much in our lives, it's hard to think of a time before YouTube. A year and a half after YouTube was formed, Google bought YouTube from
I was born.
And you were born. That's true. So Charlotte's lived with a time without YouTube, you haven't. Can you guess how much YouTube paid for Google? Google paid for YouTube.
A very
6,000.
Sorry.
6,000.
£6,000.
A little amount compared to what it's worth now.
They paid 1.6 billion.
Billion?
Do you know how many knots that is? That's like a lot of knots.
Is it not 9?
It might well be 9 knots. Well, 8 knots because it's 1.6.
Is it not 9?
That's good. So YouTube is the second most viewed website in the world.
Is the first Google?
It probably is Google.
I think like the most searched thing on Google is actually Google. Oh no. The most searched thing on Bing is Google.
Anyway, 30% of all mobile internet traffic, in other words, on your phone or tablet, belongs to YouTube. 300 hours of videos are uploaded on YouTube every single...
Minute.
Second.
Every single hour. I was hoping you'd go day. Whoa, that's like 5 minutes a second.
What? 5 minutes?
5 minutes of video is uploaded every second. First video was posted in 2005, and it was of one of the designers going to the zoo, and it was like a minute long or something like that, seconds long, and it's still there. You can still go and see it.
Oh, I want to see it.
Okay, you go and look it up. First YouTube video.
The first art video was made in 2006.
Okay. What other facts do I have? 60% of people prefer video platforms to live TV. And I've noticed this in my work with young people. Very few of them would watch TV, but they all watch YouTube channels, which
I think there's more variety on YouTube. It's easier to access the variety, whereas if you're on TV, like, you have to go flicking through every single channel to find something you like, whereas on YouTube you just type in a type of thing you like and then it comes up with tons of videos.
I think you're right.
Plus there's categories on YouTube, because like you can click a gaming category or like music or something, whereas on TV it's more just whether the name sounds like something that you'd want to watch or not, the name of the channel.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's okay. And when you watch a YouTube video, how long do you give it before you flick over?
Well, it depends if I'm actually wanting to watch it properly. If not, I'll probably just like skip half of it.
Yeah, that's what I tend to do. If they have a long intro, I skip the intro.
No, I'll just like...
Some YouTubers have a really long intro,
like,
especially if they have like a paid promotion or they have like merch they want to...
I've noticed that in podcasts as well. If somebody is being sponsored, they'll spend a minute talking at the start, and I just skip. Not you podcasters who are out there. I listen to every single word you say.
You don't listen to every single word we say.
Pardon?
You don't listen to every single word we say.
Can't believe you fell for that. 20% of users will leave a video if it hasn't hooked them in the first 10 seconds.
Wow.
Well, I would agree with that. There's so much out there. Why would you waste your time? YouTube is technically the second largest search engine in the world.
Google.
Google would be the first. Yeah. YouTube employers have the option. Oh, you'll love this. If you work for YouTube in their headquarters, you've got the option of taking the stairs down or a slide.
That's so good.
I want to work for YouTube.
Yeah, partly like the Facebook and Google and Instagram headquarters are all really nice.
Yeah, they tend to be because it's...
The Instagram ones are very Instagrammable.
I have no idea what that
It
verb
means if you're like an influencer, it would make a really good photo.
You wouldn't stand a build like a work site, and well, you might.
It's good lighting. It's a good background. Maybe good props.
Trees.
Well, let's face it, Marksmess headquarters here is quite good. We're actually doing this in the swimming pool. It's empty, but we're still doing it in the swimming pool. Okay, you two set me a challenge. You got 2 videos each, and I've got a response to each of the videos instantly. And what we're going to do is I'm going to give a brief introduction to the video. Then you're going to hear what I said when I first watched the video. And then we'll talk a wee bit about it and then go on. This is not me judging your opinion.
It kind of is.
Well, it's not really. It is me going, well, does this video interest me? Do I think it's a good video? Okay, the first video is from Charlotte. This is from Maya's Life. Mia's Life?
Yeah.
Mia. Okay. Speaking only Spanish to my family for 24 hours and they don't understand a thing.
The shock face.
Mia has got...
Mia.
Which
Sorry,
one is it?
It's Mia!
Mia has 864,000 subscribers and this video has just under 3 million views and it went up in February this year. I watched it a week or so ago and this is what I thought. Well, this is not my type of video, but this is quite a well put together wee video. The girl Maya who runs the video is very good at doing this. I'm not too sure I'm going to be a Maya corn, and that took me a long time to work out why is it Maya corn, but it's like unicorn. Yeah, you get the teenage girl thing. I don't know if teenage girls are still into that. Anyway, so she spends her day speaking Spanish, and quite frankly, it's a blessed relief for her to start to speak Spanish because she does that teenage thing of saying like every third word, like, but then she gets into Spanish. It was hard to follow. It wouldn't be a video I'd naturally watch because I was hovering over the fast forward or skip button, but I kept with it. It was good that she put in the subtitles for the Spanish. Her family did understand a lot of what she said, and she was very good at the Spanish. It was a very well edited video, very well put together, and the storyline of the day came across quite well. Incorporating her family, who are obviously enthusiastic about her YouTube channel, helps the video come along quite nicely. So, a good video. Something maybe that our family could do, especially with Charlotte with her French exams coming up in a few months' time. I don't think I'd be watching any more Maya's Life videos, and I'm definitely not a Maya corn. Okay, so that is my response. Of course, I call her Maya. It's Mia.
I think it more like in Britain, it's more Maya than Mia.
Did you think I would enjoy this video?
I don't know. I thought you might appreciate it because it's quite interesting.
There's an interesting aspect to it. I mean, Mia is, early teens?
Yeah. I think she's 14, maybe.
Right, so 2 years younger than you. So what did you think of my reaction?
I'm glad you didn't skip through it.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to because I said I would watch them, and they're not long videos.
Yeah.
One thing confused me. One thing. Are the parents famous?
The family, as a family, do a YouTube channel, then she has a YouTube channel. I think her wee sister has a YouTube channel, Sienna.
That's tiring.
Yeah. And then they've got the wee tiny one, Karma, and then they've got another one on the way.
And do the babies have a YouTube channel?
No.
Okay, that was getting worrying. I'm not going to grade these out of 10 or anything like that. It's not one that I would watch naturally, and I thought that the title didn't really. Speaking Spanish to my family for 24 hours, fair enough. They don't understand the thing. It's kind of, yeah, they did. They understood quite well what she had to say.
Oh, I didn't say they don't understand a thing.
Yeah. Right, so, Catherine, your first video is Harry the Moth. This is by the Odd Ones Out, who have just over 13 million subscribers. This video itself has over 36 million views and was up since March in 2017. And let's hear what I have to say about it. This is more like it. This is my type of thing. It's informative. It's a nice wee story, but it's also animated. I'm not entirely sure how it's animated, whether it's on a computer or by hand. But it was well written, well performed, and if I saw it pop up in my recommends on YouTube, yeah, I'd watch it again. The animation was smooth, the story was well written and well presented. So, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, well done, the Odd Ones Out. I enjoyed that.
He's called James.
It's called James. Now, do you watch his channels?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, it's one.
his one channel. Does he do a lot of the animation?
Wait, no, he has two. Never mind.
Does he do a lot of animation? Is it like once a week, once a month?
It's only like once a month.
Right. And how does he do the animation?
What do you mean?
How, is it done on computer? Is it done by hand?
Oh, it's done in a like drawn tablet thing, but I think it's one of the screen ones. He records in like a cupboard thing.
Does he do this as a living? Are these people making money out of this?
Yeah.
After, After so many, I think it's so many views or likes or subscribes, I'm not sure which, you make a certain amount of money per video.
Okay. So should we be doing this and making loads of money? Because people love to see us. I don't know. I've got a face for podcasting. So those are the first two. Out of those two, Harry the Moth is one that I wouldn't actually watch more than some teenage girl trying to be smart about how she speaks a different language.
I just thought it was interesting. She was really, really good at it.
But that's okay. What interests you isn't necessarily what will interest me. That you have to realise that with life. In the same way that what comics interest me may not interest you.
I have something about that. He's quite a popular YouTuber because like in like real life I know loads of people who subscribe to him and watch his videos and stuff. But like he has 13 million subscribers as well.
Wow.
That is a lot. Out of all the ones in this, he's got the most subscribers.
And he used to do it every million subscribers, but now he does it like every couple. He does the amount of million subscribers on like sprinkles on a cake.
Wow.
So like 10 million sprinkles on a cake.
The guy doesn't really have that much else in his life, does he? If he's spending like weeks getting 1 million.
He has dogs. I think one of them died, but then he got another one maybe.
That's great, Catherine. Really good.
He also has a second channel, The Odd Twos Out.
Okay, fair enough.
So original.
Well, he's keeping with the thing, with the naming of it.
Brand.
Right. Famous YouTubers. Have you two met any famous YouTubers?
No, I haven't met anyone
You
famous.
met one. You met some YouTuber who came into school.
Oh, yeah, I met some YouTuber. I don't know if I don't think he's that famous, but
Yeah, every now and again I hear about a YouTuber going to speak to kids in school. And I've never heard of him. And any child I talk to, they've never heard of them, but they're really excited about a famous YouTuber.
yeah, I don't think anyone had heard of him.
No.
I can't even remember who it was.
If they're that famous that you know them, they won't come into your school.
Well, you never know. It's a good way. I mean, honestly, I don't watch that many YouTube channels. I watched the Broomfords for quite a while because when we were going to Edinburgh, they do videos about Edinburgh. And when we were in Edinburgh, I kept an eye out for them, but I couldn't see them. And there's Council of Geeks, that is one of the other YouTube videos I'd watch. Other than that, I'd just be skipping about different videos on different topics more than anything else.
Yeah, Me is Life. It's not usually a channel that I would watch, but I just found the video interesting.
Yeah, that's okay. I did skip about a few of the other videos to see the titles of them. I didn't watch them on other ones. And Mia's life is all about, I don't know, they seem to live in England and Dubai.
I think they're currently living in Dubai.
Okay.
They travel around quite a lot. They did live in America at one stage.
Wow.
What about the titles of his video?
They were just cartoon stories. It was interesting, but I didn't watch on about them. What we'll do now, we'll have a break. We'll listen to a couple of promos for podcasts, because that's the way forward instead of videos. And we'll see you after the break.
Bye!
First appearance of Superman in 1938. Batman in 1939. Rock and roll born with Elvis's first album in 1956. The modern sitcom created in 1944. The point being that pop culture in all its forms was born during the 20th century. I'm Scott Weatherly, and please come and join me on 20th Century Geek, a journey through the common and not so common elements of pop and geek culture. Every week I alternate between a blog and a podcast as I look at something different, using roundtable discussions, interviews, reviews, and some general rambling. Find us on iTunes and Stitcher, or visit our website 20thcenturygeek.com. 20th Century Geek, the blog and podcast that meets your history and geeky needs.
You like cheap comic books, right? Well, I'm Professor Allen, and I talk about cheap comic books on the Quarterbin Podcast. In every episode, I'll dissect a single comic from my collection, as long as I paid no more than 25 cents for the issue. Forget about $4 new comics that you can read in 4 minutes, or crossover events that can cost $100 to collect. Join me in the Quarter Bin, where even bad comics are a bargain, and good ones are a steal. The Quarter Bin Podcast is part of the Relatively Geeky Podcast Network. Visit us at relativelygeekypodcast.blogspot.com or search Relatively Geeky or Quarter Bin Podcast in iTunes. I guarantee it'll be worth every penny.
Okay, we're back, and we've been going through a couple of YouTube channels, or YouTube videos that the girls have set me to watch, and we're going to continue on with that. The next one is by Laura DIY.
Lore DIY.
Laura DIY.
She does DIY.
Really?
Yeah.
Buying my dog everything he touches.
It was so cute.
9 million subscribers. This video has just over 2 million views and was published in March 2019. Let's hear. Honestly, folks, go make a cup of tea now. Well, this is everything I hate about YouTube. What seems to be... Oh, where do I start? Letting your dog go round a pet shop and everything they touch, you buy? Oh, good grief. But, oh yes, everything he touches with his nose boops. And then her talking about, I don't want to be wasteful. Oh, good grief. This is terrible. If this was all YouTube was, I would petition to ban it. She lets her dog Moose into the toy store, and and she almost encourages him around. And, $400 worth of stuff for your dog. Oh, and then there's a point where she's taking the stuff out of the bags, and dog sticks his head in the bags. He says, "Oh, you shouldn't put your head in a plastic bag. That's the first rule of parenting." Okay, being a dog owner is not the same as parenting. There are certain skills that are a match over, but it's not the same. And also, the first rule of parenting is you don't buy everything your child touches. In fact, you tell them to put it back. And then she blames the dog for the bad choices that the dog has made. Lady, I think you've made a few bad ones as well, as I think Charlotte has made in choosing this for me. Sorry about that, Charlotte, but, you have to be cruel to be kind.
But it was cute.
Okay, you and I have got a different definition of cute.
I'm pretty sure she said at some point in the video that she's donating it to the dog shelter or something.
Yeah, that makes up for it. That's okay. This is your type of thing. It is not mine. Now, you have to remember that. Okay, so don't be offended if I don't like the video you chose. But I don't know. Does she do this for a living?
She usually does like DIYs.
Right, because
She's had a series like DIY YouTubers merch.
Right, because there was another video I saw that was her baby's first birthday, and she was talking about the dog. That is a pet peeve of mine. No pun intended.
Well, that's not my fault.
It isn't, right? I am not into cutesy. I am not into sort of dogs or humans in small furry coats type of stuff. And to bring your dog in, they're not. A dog is a dog.
Cute.
Yes, they can be cute. They can be lovely. They can be kind, good companionship.
It's like when Scooby's got his bow tie on. It's so cute.
What was that?
Right. I'm going to go over to Catherine a bit more. What? Is she going okay? Is she okay? Okay. I would be embarrassed if that happened. I went to a toy store or dog store and had to buy everything our dog touched and peed over.
You'd be buying the whole shop.
By buying the whole shop because he'd be all over the place. But that's our dog. I'm sure her dog is lovely in itself. I'm sure she is a lovely person.
Should have made you watch the dog's first birthday party one then.
No.
Oh, the dog's so cute.
We have a dog. You can throw him a birthday party.
No.
He would come.
I would
No.
come. He would come.
Did you watch the birthday party one?
Yeah.
We are so far apart on this.
But he's so cute.
Okay, can we move on from this?
I think we'll move on.
But there's one where she, the dog chooses, like, what she puts in her DIY.
The dog chooses.
Yeah, so
Oh,
she
I've seen
has...
that one.
So she has, like, three things and then a treat in front of each of them, and whichever treat the dog eats, she uses that thing.
I've seen that with art supplies, but they don't use treats. They just do whatever.
Should we do that with where we go on holidays? With Scooby? Get him to choose which treat?
Florida. Which one do you want to go to?
Well, he's not going, so I don't think he'll care.
Anyway, let's move on quickly to the next one, which is playing with lighting and neons, digitally painting neon lights in Adobe Fresco and Photoshop by drawing with waffles. 1.79 million subscribers, and this one has just under 300,000 views and was published quite recently, November this year. Okay, this is a well-produced video. It is very instructive on how to use all the stuff that she used. And the art is really good. Quite a talented lady here with her art. It doesn't really interest me, the topic, because I know I'm not an artist. I know I'm not, I can do doodles, but that's about it. But I know Catherine is really interested in art. So this was a well put together how-to video, how to use the thing, how to use the technology. There was a flow to the story. Again, it's just not my thing. It wouldn't interest me in watching any more drawing with waffles, but I like this type of video on YouTube. I like the ones that are about how to do things, and I have watched how-to videos many times, whether it's how to fix something in the car. Also, I learned recently how to do card tricks. If you've got a topic you're interested in, want to learn about it, I think this is the best use of YouTube. This is what I use YouTube for finding out things, for information and stuff like that. Is this a YouTube channel you watch a lot?
Yes. Both of these are. They do like art videos and opening art subscription boxes.
Do you learn a lot about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you're interested in art. We saw Inktober. Would you have used...
Did you finish October?
No.
That's okay.
I still have like 5 left to do.
About 5 left.
Well, I can do. If I do it by next year, then that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, it's just a fun thing to do. I wouldn't worry about it. So this is the least subscribed no, it's not the least subscribed to channel, but it's the least watched video. This is quite a niche one.
A what?
Niche, as in it speaks to just a certain amount of people who want to use drawing tablets.
So, like, if you're not going to use a drawing tablet... Well, some people do watch it if they're not going to, but most people wouldn't. They'd just skip that one and watch the next one.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily go and watch this one because I don't want to learn how to draw with a drawing tablet. Right, so I've watched all 4 videos. It's interesting seeing what you two watch. It's okay, Charlotte. I am not any more embarrassed by you before watching it than after.
Will not judge you anymore.
And this wasn't about how good the videos were. It's about seeing what you two are interested in and what your geekiness is and where it reaches to. And your tastes will change. Because I've noticed about doing this podcast that the stuff you liked at the very beginning when we started the ABC isn't stuff they're watching anymore. One of the things I do use YouTube is watching TV programs from years ago. And very old movies, because some of them are on YouTube, and for nothing, you can actually watch different programs and pay for them, watch movies on.
You have to pay for Doctor Who.
I'm going to give you 3 programs, not necessarily you two, but maybe the people who are listening on the podcast, both of them. 3 TV programs, or 2 TV programs and a movie that I've found and I've enjoyed on YouTube. Box of Delights is a 1984 BBC children's drama with Patrick Troughton, who's famous for playing the Second Doctor.
Why are you watching a children's drama?
I remember when I was young, in 1984, I was 13 around Christmas, and this came on, and I remember, I think I missed 1 or 2 episodes, but all the episodes are on YouTube. And it's quite a good story. It's about a magical box of delights that Patrick Troughton has, and he's an old, mysterious stranger who helps this boy in the 1930s and 1940s or something like that. I highly recommend you watch it. It was a big hit when it first came out, and a lot of the special effects, although we look at them now and we see them as being very old-fashioned and you can know how they're done, at that time they were state-of-the-art for television. Second one is the movie Scarlet Pimpernel from 1934. This stars Leslie Howard. It is one of my favourite movies. The thing that impresses me about this version of Scarlet Pimpernel is how little fighting there is in it. Have you ever heard of the Scarlet Pimpernel before?
Nope.
No.
It's a book that is about the French Revolution, where they chopped heads off the aristocrats with the guillotine, Madame Guillotine. And it's about this English lord who saves people from the guillotine. It was remade during the Second World War, but this time it was about an English professor who saved the Jews from the concentration camps. So,
isn't it kind of like that movie we watched that time, then we didn't watch the full thing?
Zorro.
Yeah.
It was an influence on Zorro. The book came out before Zorro, but it is one of the influences on Zorro, therefore one of the influences on Batman. I do love the 1934 movie. Sound quality isn't great. The storyline and that last scene where the Scarlet Pimpernel has to escape and you think it's going to be a sword fight, but is just a really clever way of getting him out of a scrape without reverting to the stereotypical sword fight at the end. And the third one is Sledgehammer, a 1986 American sitcom starring David Rasche, who is a stereotypical cop from like American movies like Dirty Harry, who shoot first, ask questions later. It is hilarious. I loved it at the time, and I think it does still hold up. Also starring Anne-Marie Martin and Harrison Page. Very clever, very inventive, and trust me, I know what I'm doing with these YouTube channels. So if you two want to watch that, if anybody out there would like to recommend any decent YouTube channels to us, or YouTube videos, apart from the ones with cute dogs that people go, oh, he's my darling dog. You can email us at
mymarksmess@gmail.com.
You don't like that, but I said about the dog.
No! It was cute!
Or you can contact us on Twitter.
At Marksmess Podcast about the tea.
Or on our webpage, marksmesspodcasts.blogspot.com, or on Facebook.
Marksmess Podcast.
Thanks to Josh Woodward of joshwoodward.com for the title music. Join us next time for our Christmas episode. What will we be doing this year? Well, I'm inspired by another podcast, but you'll have to turn up to find out how I was inspired and what we will be doing. So we'll see you next month.
Bye. Bye. I'm not saying they're people, I'm just saying it's cute.
Cute does not exist.
I am cute.
See, cute does not exist.
Do you not think Scooby Scooby with his little bow tie?
No, I think he's ridiculous.
It's cute.
Tell me this.
What?
I heard a story Alexei Sale told. He's a comedian. He said about this tour around Antarctica. And this very rich woman asked the tour guide, what's the difference between the black penguins and the white penguins? And the tour guide thought for a moment, then went, the white penguins are walking towards you, and the black penguins are walking away from you.